Hello. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to my Floss Tube channel. My name is Megan, and this is where I sit and I chat to you about my favorite hobby, which is cross stitch. I'm in a new spot today. I am on my bed as opposed to sitting on the floor in front of my bed, and I have a weird wobbly setup, so I'm sorry if you get a little seasick. We're just gonna have to deal with it. It is an overcast, rainy day today where I am, and that just means that the light is crap everywhere in my apartment. So I thought, since the light is crap everywhere, it doesn't matter where I am. I'm gonna sit in my bed, I'm gonna be comfortable. A friend of mine, a lovely friend, gifted me a couple months ago a O-ring light, an O-ring light, a circular light, and I'm gonna try it. I was fiddling around with it before, and I think I have it at the perfect, like, you can change the color a little and you can change the brightness, so I think this one's okay. So let's just see what you think. What do we think? Is that okay? Does it make me look like a ghost? A little. That's honestly unavoidable at this point. It's been winter for 4.5 years. So, okay, so I'm going to try not to blind myself by looking directly at the light, and we're going to see if the color payoff works with the stuff that I have to show you. It is May 1st today, Sunday, May 1st. I kind of wish that I had filmed this yesterday so that I could sing to you that it's going to be May. That NSYNC song where they're like, it's going to be me, but like, it's going to be May. But I couldn't because I worked yesterday. So today is May. It's already May. I'm very tired. It's been a crazy month. I have a lot to talk about. So this might be a talking heavy video, so I'm sorry about that. But I have good news. I have so many good newses. I am like the headlines today. I've got good news about stitching. I've got good news about haul. I've got multiple good newses about life. So I'm tired, and I'm sorry if I'm gonna be a little slap happy today, but we're gonna persevere because we have to. That's the name of the game. Perseverance. So I am going to talk about, I'm gonna give you a life update, sort of, first, and then I'm gonna move on to stitching. So I'm sorry if you don't want to listen to this. Too bad. It is the end of the month. It is May 1st, and at this time last month, almost, I was at Stitch North. And I know everybody who has been there has already talked about it, and I considered making a video on the Sunday that I came home to talk about it while it was still fresh, but I was just too tired, and then the month just went crazy. But I wrote it all down, so I'm just going to tell you about Stitch North. So if you are not aware, I am Canadian. I live in Ontario, Southern Ontario, and Caroline, who is Off the Grid Needleworks, hosted a Canadian cross-stitching retreat. And I think it was meant to be in 2020, but then COVID hit. I honestly can't remember. My mom is the one who set it all up, so thanks, Mom. But we finally got to go this year, and it was amazing. Like, it was absolutely amazing. And, like, being in a room full of, 100 and some odd people who speak your language, it was good for your soul, let me tell you that. So, it was April 1st through to the 3rd, which is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I had to work that Friday, so my mom and I didn't get to actually go until after 5 on Friday, which means that we were, like, the last ones in the ballroom, because the ballroom opened, I think, at, 9 or 10 that Friday morning. So my mom and I were the last ones, probably, to walk through those doors, which meant that all of the tables were already established. And we sort of did a lap and realized that we were going to have to sit apart. Like, we were going to have to sit at different tables. And we kind of looked at each other and we were like, if we have to sit at different tables, we might as well just go and stitch in our room by ourselves because we came to do this together. So there was a table against the far back wall, like the farthest you could get from Caroline, the far back wall that had one chair, it had two chairs that were empty, but some stuff on the chairs. So we sort of walked over and we said, are either of these chairs taken? And the ladies at the table said that one of them was, the girl who was sitting there had left, but was coming back tomorrow, and the other one wasn't. So my mom and I were like, can we sit here together for at least tonight? And they were like, yeah, absolutely. Like, shuffle on in. So we shuffled on in, and these ladies, I do not even have words to say how much you ladies meant to my mom and I, especially that night, but like for the whole weekend. So I just really want to shout out these ladies. So I want to say hello to Karen, and I want to say hello to Francis and Aaron, and I want to say hello to Melissa, and I want to say hello to America. So like, thank you ladies for being superstars. So my mom and I got to sit down at that table, and conveniently the lady that we sat beside, Karen, is from the same city that we were. So we were like, oh, nice that we drive all this way and sit literally beside somebody from the same town that we are from. And then two of the ladies were from the Ottawa area, and then two of the ladies were from the Mississauga, Brampton area, so they weren't staying in the hotel, but pretty much everybody else at the table was. So it was good. There were 7 of us, and it was just, like, they were absolutely hilarious. And then we went to bed early because my mom and I are old ladies. So we went to bed early, but then the next morning we were like, cross stitch. So we went downstairs to cross stitch, I think at about 8 on the Saturday, and it was literally just a day full of stitching. And it was just so cool because you could get up and you could walk around and you could talk to people about what they were stitching. So many people were stitching Hades, and so many people were stitching modern folk embroidery pieces. It was like dangerous because you're looking at stuff and you're like, what is that? How do I get my hands on that? So it was amazing. We met Caroline, so she was absolutely lovely. And my mom, I love my mother so much. She, years ago, had told me that she thinks that her and Caroline are soulmates because of what they like to do and their interests. And Caroline has a summer cottage very close to where my parents' cottage is, I don't know, grammar, Sunday, don't bother me with grammar. Anyway, so she told Caroline that they were soulmates, and Caroline said that she did. So I look forward to your addition to our family, Caroline. You're welcome anytime. We also got to meet Shiloh, and I pulled a starstruck moment because I leaned over to Mom and I was like, there's Shiloh, that's Shiloh right there, because she was like right there. And then my mom was like, hi, because my mom doesn't care, whereas I do. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I appreciate my mother very much for being like, hello. And so Shiloh was so sweet. Like, she's so sweet. Like, I don't know, you think, oh, they're like fancy celebrities. No, they're humans, and they're very sweet and nice. And we talked about Sam, and she showed me her ring, which was absolutely stunning. I used to work in jewelry, so I was like, I need to see that up close, please. I know there was a lot more celebrities there. I think Rai Magai was there, and Elle was there. There was a few people there, but honestly, there was also just like a lot of cross-stitch pieces too, so I spent most of my time looking at cross-stitch pieces. My mother brought a couple of her finishes to show off because she has quite a few, whereas I do not. So it was just so nice. If you can go next year, I'm sure it's already sold out because I know there was going to be 2 weekends next year, an April and a May, and I think the April one is already sold out, and the May, if it's not already sold out, there's not that many seats left. My mother and I are going to the May weekend next year because I will have to work on the Saturday of the April weekend if I'm still at this job. So, May it is. If you are going to be there next May, come say hi. Oh no, I was going to say it's going to be like this time next year, but I think it's May 4th. It's Saturday Day. It's Star Wars Day. Anyway, so I stitched my April Cricut on the Friday and most of the Saturday. And then I finished it. Okay. And if you finished a piece while you were in the room, you got to like stand up and hold it up and everybody would applaud. But that's kind of like when people sing happy birthday to you in a restaurant. So I was like, talked to the ladies at the table. I was like, when I finish this, please don't clap because like we're just going to keep it between us. So I finished April and then I started my Haid and I got way more attention on my Haid, obviously, because she's stunning. So I had a lot of people be like, what? So beautiful. And I really appreciate that because I'm Margaret Morales. Ugh, I just love her so much, and I just feel like she's very underappreciated. She has three... Okay, hold on. She has 3 designs on Heaven and Earth Designs, and I wish she had more, because her artwork is so beautiful, but hopefully we see more people stitching Junie, because she deserves it. The 7 of us ladies at table 30, went to a fish restaurant for dinner. I made the reservation, and I, probably should have put 2 and 2 together that it was a fish restaurant, but they had other stuff. I ended up getting fish because I like fish, so you just kind of walked over. It was not that far from the hotel, but then we had to be back for 7:30 for door prizes on Saturday night, and my mom won a door prize. She was so funny. Mom, I love you so much. She was like, oh, I don't want to win. That's a long walk. I don't want to have to walk up there to win. Like, I don't want to win. I don't even care. And I was like, okay, good, I like that. Reverse psychology, the universe. I appreciate that. And then she won. She was like, see? So she goes up, she takes, I think she won a bag. I think she won a project bag. So then we went to bed, and then Sunday, the event ran until noon on Sunday, so we just stitched, and it added everybody on Facebook and Instagram. We have a Facebook chat. Excuse me. I'm not very active in the Facebook chat. I'm so sorry, ladies. I did tell you I'm never on Facebook, but I love it because they're just like, ugh. So on when at Stitch North, when Caroline had announced that it was going to happen again next year, we all of us at the table registered together and fully intend on sitting with each other next year. And it's just like the community, the experience as a whole was amazing because you just see like hundreds of people that are in your community, but the experience at the table, if I keep going, I'm probably gonna cry. Anyway, it was a good time. So thanks, ladies, for being awesome. Thank you, Caroline, for hosting such an amazing event. Tiny Modernist came. Hello. Tiny Modernist came, and that was dangerous. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. There was lots of vendors. There was floss vendors, fabric vendors. Obviously, Evertote was there. If you weren't careful, you could do some serious damage to your wallet. Yes. And then we went home on Sunday, and it was amazing. It was a good weekend. So if you are going to Stitch North next year, get ready, because honestly, probably one of the best experiences of my life. And I'm not even exaggerating. It really was one of the best experiences of my life. So that was Stitch North. You're welcome. I'm so excited for next year already. It's a year away, but I'm so excited for it. I guess I'll talk about my stitching time. April was a busy month. Let me show you my April calendar, because it was busy work, it was busy stitching, I was busy. Look! I didn't stitch 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I didn't stitch for 8 days. I went without stitching, which is not that bad, actually. But I stitched on my 3 projects, and I have finishes, plural, sort of. I have a finish, and then some like page finishes. So the first project that I stitched on in April was my Cricut collection April. I started these projects in 2020, and my goal is to finish them all this year so that I can finish them and have them forever. So that light is a little too shiny. So this is April by the Cricut collection. This was my debut at Stitch North. This was what I was stitching on for most, probably about 50-50, I would say, between the 2 projects. I forgot to sign it again. You know what? I don't want to talk about it. I forgot to sign it. Whatever. It's not a big deal. So it is finished. I stitched on the A. That's all I stitched on. I pulled it out at Stitch North because I hadn't looked at it yet, and I was like, oh my god, I hope. And I had one letter to do, and I was like, pass me. What a champion, you know? Like, thank you for being good. Past me. So I stitched the A, and then all of that was stitched over the last 2 years. But it's done. And it is stitched on 32 count peaceful purple linen. I'll take that off. But there she is. You know what? Actually, this month I have been keeping track of my stitches, and I stitched a total of 714 stitches on April. Girl, we're gonna leave that open so that I can read that. That's impressive. 714. So she's finished. So I'm gonna sign it, and then she's done. It's all called for DMC. I didn't change anything. C'est la fini. I even told myself to sign it before I showed it in my notes, and I didn't. And you know what? It's been a busy month. The next Razor Focus project in my arsenal is a chart from Gecko Rouge. It is the Spring Boho Owl by Sandra Vargas. I'm doing all 4 of them, but I'm stitching spring now because it is spring. My goal for these this year is to have a page finish on each of them. So that's 4 page finishes. And I have 3 months to get a page finish on each piece. And I have stitched on this last month in March and this month in April. And I already have the page finish. So I don't need to stitch this in May. So I have myself a page finish. So good. Page finish. I like this light. Thank you. There it is. Except, you know what? I've realized as I'm going through that the patterns themselves have been yellowed. Because I didn't bring out the needle minder, but I have the needle minders that match these, and they're white. They're whiter. These ones have been yellowed down because this is supposed to be the white of his eye, and it is not really white. But anyway, that's 2 pages. And look at this, like, eyebrow work. I got some eyeball. I got his little shoulder. Amazing. And I like what I did this time, and I'm going to continue to do this. I stitched the background first, and I stitched the background all at once. I did a diagonal stitch for the background, and then I went in and I just color stitched the owl. And I liked that. I feel like it was easier for me to do it that way, so I'm going to continue to do it that way. This beautiful project is stitched on 25 count Ada magic grid, which I don't have the magic grid because I didn't like it, and it is 1/1 with just DMC, except I don't know which DMC because Gecko Rouge renumbers all of their DMCs. And I have asked my mother to make me some floss drops for my projects, and she hasn't, but I know it's only been a week, but I'm just saying, Mom. So that's my boho owl. I stitched 2,851 stitches on my boho owl, and this is like I stitched it. This spring tape is my boho owl. So pretty good, I would say. Pretty good. Ladies and gentlemen, the last piece that I stitched in April was my Hade, my June Blooms Hade. And I have a row finish. I got it last night. I finished a whole row last night, and I'm so happy and excited, and I almost cried last night while I was stitching it. Whew. Are you ready? Like, sit yourself down. This is so exciting. I started this in July of 2020. Hold on, it's 2022. I started this for my birthday in July of 2020, so it has been a year and a bit, and I have a row finish. Look! Oh my god, I'm so excited. Look at how beautiful. Yeah. I think there's 5 more rows. But you know what? If this takes me 10 years, that's not even a problem. I just want to like leave it. Like I know I've stitched this because like this is my project, but like I sit here and I'm looking at this and I'm like, that's a lot of work. Who did that? Me. I did. I stitched 4,379 stitches on my Haid this month, and I stitched on it quite a lot, starting here. So in total this month, I have stitched 7,944 stitches. Plus worked very busy hours at my job. You know what? If you put your mind to it. I think it is now 18.75% done. That's pretty good. I'm very happy about that. So anyway, that is my crowning achievement, and I'm so Junie. So this next row, her face shows up. We get to actually, in like a year, I'll have her face. Who's excited? You don't even know. I'm so stoked. Yeah. That's all I stitched on. That's all, almost 8,000 stitches of what I stitched on. I'm gonna go over some haul because I've got purchased haul, and I've got my Stitch North bag. So I'm gonna do my Stitch North goodie bag. Oh, I bought a needle minder, but it's over there. Okay, I got my needle minder. So this gift bag is from lots of people. We got some issues of an embroidery magazine. Well, I got my mom gave me hers, so I have 2. But you got 1 in your bag, so that's pretty cool. I don't personally embroider, but I know people who do embroider, so those will be re-gifted to them. And then we all got this bag from Caroline, Evertote. That's empty now. Just gonna put that down there. Look at how beautiful that is. Oh, look at how beautiful that is. So now I need to choose which project goes in here. We'll get there. So, and then we got a lot of like little goodies. So I'm going to go over the little goodies. Okay, we've got project cards. Stitched by, stitched when. They're from the Stitch Toolbox. We got, my mom gave me her pack too. She doesn't use them, so I don't, but I might. We got from Pastime Pieces. We got a little bird. I think these are supposed to be buttons. My mom and I traded because she wanted the little mini one, but I don't mind the big one. And then we got a little 2022 Participate charm. You can't see that, I'm sorry. And then this is really cool. I'm actually really stoked about this. We got a corner measure so that you know when to start your... Thank you. That's genius. That's so smart. So, got ourselves a corner measure. Then we got Participate. We got from Rocky Mountain Needle Minders. We got little. Mine says "Be Happy." Okay, okay, hold on. Oh, there we go. Be Happy, which is actually nice because the May Cricut has a beehive in it. So I might put that on my May Cricut while I stitch it. We got a little thing from Tiny Modernist. No problema. I love Tiny Modernist. I almost actually bought this when I saw it at her trunk show that I went to a couple years ago. But now I got it for free, so everything comes around. We got the Stitch North 2022 official pattern. It's on the other side. I'm not going to show it to you because you weren't there. But I'm very excited to stitch it. It's super cute. And we got the Leo and Roxy flosses to go with it. I just need some fabric. I just need some fabric. So we got that. Then we got another pattern. We got another pattern by Darling and Whimsy Designs. It is called Stitched for a Friend with My Heart and My Hand. And it looks like a little glove. It's cute too. Again, you can't see it because you're right there. But we got a little piece of fabric to stitch it on. Look at that. Got a needle. Yes. Maybe I'll stitch this today because I'm in between projects right now. And then we got the fabric, or and these colors are from Brim and Needle, and they were a vendor there. And they're flosses. Just wait. So, and then that was it. That was the goodie bag, I think. There might have been more, but I might have given it to my mother. So, you know, that's most of it. Plus duplicates, because my mom gave me. And then I bought the Stitch North Needle Minder. Oh! There, okay. Stitch North Needle Minder. I don't know what project to put it on yet, but it's going on a project. So those were all of my goodies, except I bought the needle minder, so that's a purchased haul. That's what we got from Stitch North. And then, Tiny Modernist was there, as I mentioned. Oh, you know, wait, hold. Brim and Needle is an East Coast Canadian dyer. So, all of their flosses are East Coast sayings or things. So I got 2 flosses for myself, and then I got some flosses as gifts for people, so I gotta figure out that. But this one is called Mermaid Purses, and it's like a really pretty, variegated, like look at that, variegated purple. Look at that. That is one skein. And then I got all the tuts. I think Shiloh has this too. It is a speckled pink floss. I'm so excited to see how that stitches up. It's so pretty. And they had a blue one. I almost bought the blue one too, but I didn't. So beautiful. So I bought those flosses. And then Tiny Modernist was there, so I bought this. Everybody at our table bought this. So we're going to do like a little mini mushroom stitch along, except my mother didn't buy it because she bought everything else ever. But I'm so excited, and look at how cute. Mushrooms are in this year, and I'm very happy about that. I like mushrooms. I like the aesthetics of mushrooms. Yeah. So that's, and, I should say, because Tiny Modernist was there, Cheryl, she remembered who I was. Because a couple years ago, at her trunk show at Gita's, I asked her to sign a pattern, and she remembered who I was. I was like, oh, I stitched your stuff, like I stitched your Zodiac style, and she's like, yeah, I follow you on Instagram, and I was like, you do. You do. I feel like, yeah, so that's, wow, okay, so that's everything that I got from Stitch North, either as a gift or purchased. Then I've got 2 actually things to show you, two more things to show you. I am subscribed to Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers Floss Pack of the Month and Fabric of the Month because I have plans for the Fabric of the Month, and the Floss Pack of the Month is just fun. So in my hands I have March's pack. It's called Magic Potion. I'll figure it out, I promise. I keep forgetting that it blinds me. Magic Potion, and I got 32 count linen, 17 by 26. And the Magic Potion is like a really pretty chai colored oh my god, yes, that's right. Chai colored fabric. But I got this cute splotch. Look at that splotch. I love it. It looks like burnt parchment paper. So vintage. Hoo boy. I'm tired. Yes. So I have plans for this. I love this splotch. That makes me so happy. It looks like an ink splotch. And then the floss pack to go with it It's called Spice Up Your Life. And so you get 5 skeins of cotton that she's dyed, and she's named them all. So we have Cappuccino, which is like a nice light beige color. That's Cappuccino. We've got Honey Amber, which is a nice like golden yellow color. Pretty. We have Bagel. It's a little bit, it's like a mix of these two colors. Bagel. I've got Baked Clay, like a light terracotta color. And then I have Emerging Taupe, which is like a dark taupe color. Aptly named. So anyway, those are beautiful. I'm realizing that I have a small problem because I'm collecting all of these flosses and I don't want to use any of them. I just want to keep them all. I don't want to use them. So I have a problem. So there you go. That's the whole thing for March. This is March's pack. It's very autumnal for March. I appreciate that. You know, taken by surprise. I love that. Then this last week, the April pack showed up. So I have 2 to show you. How exciting. I haven't even opened it yet. Okay, so April is one of my favorites so far. She showed a picture of it on her Instagram and I was like, yes, please. Now I can't read the font. It either says Queen Grape Myrtle or Queen Crepe Myrtle. So I'm just going to call it Myrtle because, you know, same thing, 32 count linen. But this, oh, it's so pretty. Look at it. Purple and green. It almost kind of looks like the one that I bought for the Grimm. When did I talk about that? No, maybe November? Might be in my November's video. But look at that. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. It's very like springish. It's very April. Like what a perfect color for April. She nailed it. So the fabric, I adore. Absolutely. But take a look at the floss pack. It's called Nostalgic Garden. My mother is going to want some of these. She's already seen it, but now I know she's going to want some, and that's fine. I'll share. Okay, here's that name again. Crepe? Looks like a C. Crepe Myrtle? Crepe? Crepe? I don't know. It's like it's very similar to the purple and greenish kind of color on the fabric. It's just a bit darker. So I don't know. Does it look like a C or a G to you? So it's either grape myrtle or crepe myrtle, or however you would pronounce that word on not an exhaustive brain. You tell me. What else do we have? We've got creeping myrtle. So obviously myrtle is a type of flower. I'll be over here. I am not a botanist. Ooh, creeping myrtle. That's pretty. Mom, you're not going to get any of these. They're all too pretty. And then we have Sweet Child of Mine, which is literally green and purple. Like, excuse me. Whoa. Then we have Vintage Rose. That might be my favorite. I don't know, Mom. I know I said I'd share, but Vintage Rose. Beautiful. And then the last one is Easter Eggs, which is also maybe my favorite. It's literally all the colors. Oh, so pretty. Anyway, so that made me extremely happy. I'm the kind of person who very much enjoys subscription stuff, and I always stay within budget, but my family, when I was still living at home, was very much like, you always get packages. You always get packages. Yeah, because they're fun. What do you want? So that's the whole pack. Oh, look at the flosses. Stop. That's so beautiful. Yes, please. Thank you. I think that's everything. That is all I have for Stitch related things. Yeah, let me give you a life update aside from Stitch North. April was very, very busy, very, very busy for me because school was like I just finished my first semester of my course that I had started in January. So it was escalating at the same time work was escalating. So I was very tired. I finished all my classes. I wrote all of my exams. I'm pretty sure I passed them all, but I don't have my final marks back yet. This last week at work has been like crazy. I was told when I started that it would be crazy, but it really didn't pick up until the last week, which means 2 months worth of busyness has been crammed into 1 week, which is a lot. But according to my manager, we are in good shape and we're going to pull through and it's all going to be fine. So that was reassuring. So that was nice. Life update. Another life update that I realized at the end. So this is end of video Meghan jumping in mid-video to say there's a life update that's not mine, it's my mother's. On her birthday, she texted me and told me that she was going to get 2 kittens at noon. What? What? Oh yeah, 2 kittens. Here they come. We're getting 2 kittens. And she did. She got 2 kittens. They're sisters. Their names are Allie and Reese. Yeah, they're figuring it out with Finn. Finn's just like excited to have things that exist that are smaller than him. So he is super stoked, except they are not. So he's been smacked a couple times, as I've been told. I have not witnessed because I'm not there. But they're sweet. They're sweethearts. They're tiny, tiny, tiny. And they came from a guy who, my mom got them for free, I should say. They came from a guy who felt like he was neglecting them. I think they might be COVID pets. But he just felt like he was neglecting them and he didn't, like, so, you know, sucks that he was neglecting them. But good for him for realizing that and giving them to somebody who would not. So they are the new additions to my parents' house. And also, technically, my Buzz sisters. So that's great. Also, super exciting news. May 24th, I believe, is Finlay's birthday. Our baby boy's gonna be a year. I can't believe he's a year. He's so sweet. Ugh, he's so sweet. He's becoming such a man. Anyway, reading. I finished 2 books this month. I read at my lunchtime at work because I literally spend all day, every day staring at the computer screen. So taking an hour in the middle of the day to read has been very good for me. So the first book that I finished, I started it right after I filmed my last video. I finished The Daughter of the Moon Goddess. It's a young adult book. It's actually quite thick. It's a debut novel from this author. And it was good. How do I want to word this? It was good. It's based in Chinese mythology. Like, there's a lot of mythical monsters, and the main character I liked. There was some moments where I was like, really? But I liked her for the most part. She's obviously the daughter of the moon goddess, hence the title of the book. And she spends the whole book on a very unselfish, non-selfish mission to help her mother. But there were concepts that were introduced in this book that I feel like then did not come to fruition. I just feel like the author could have done better with the world. She focused a lot on romance, which is fine. I love me some romance, but I just like, or you could talk more about these like cool monsters. And the main character becomes a warrior, but she's like so sidetracked by these dudes in the book, and there's like massive betrayals, and you're like, didn't see that one like you see one coming, but you don't see the other one coming. Anyway, it comes to a complete and total resolution. The book ends, except it's part of a duology. So I will read the second one because I would like to finish the character's story, because I feel like it ends as a book, but I could see where the author could pick it up and pretend that it didn't, or, you know, tweak it so that it didn't. So I don't know, maybe 3 out of 5 stars. It was good. I'll read the second one. Yeah. I finished that book, and then I jumped immediately into this book. I got it at Barely Used Books in Perry Sound because that is the best used bookstore I've ever been in, personally. This is a cute little rom-com thingy. It's adorable. It's light and fluffy. It pissed me off. It's part of a whole, there's like a whole chunk of books, and I'm not going to read them because it made me angry. I don't know. It just, I don't know. It's set on a flower farm on like a tiny little island in England, and like, I don't know. I didn't like it. No, I didn't like it. Do not recommend, and I'm not going to read the rest. So yeah, those are the books that I read. I'm going to start a new one probably tonight because I haven't yet. So that's what I've been reading, and what I've been watching is my roommate and I blew through all 3 seasons of The Avatar because she hadn't seen it, and it's one of my favorite shows. So if you haven't seen it, you should watch it because it's very, very good. I know it's a cartoon, but it's also very, very good. Like it tackles fairly serious issues, and I do recommend it. I also watched, I finished Bridgerton season 1 and 2 because you gotta. I have to say, I liked season 2 better. Yeah, I did. I liked season 2 better. I really like Kate, and I really like Anthony, so, yeah. Bridgerton, I watched that. I don't think I watched any other shows, but that's that. That's everything that happened this month. April, closed. May, what's happening in May? My plans for May are to stitch May, the Cricut May. I don't have to stitch Boho Owl because I finished it already, and then the rest of the time I think I might start a couple of these, like, the little patterns that we got at Stitch North, so I'm going to do that. And then stitch Junie, and that's it. That's everything. Thank you. Thank you for hanging around. Thank you for being around. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a good May. Yes, please. Okay, thanks. Bye. Okay. What is that? That's a sock. How are we doing? We're fine. How are you? I'm fine.